What's the type of death you want? My buddy and I already agreed. If the world was coming to an end, he would allow me to Captain Falcon spike him off a skyscraper. And we'd both fall to our death in glory. Either the most mundane, peaceful, painless death the world has ever known, or the most spectacular, painful death that the world would talk about for the next 1,000 years. Old, peacefully in my sleep. Isn't that pretty much the gold standard? SNU. With a bottle of bourbon in front of me and an enraged husband behind me, I have thought about 3 possible ways, not what I want but what I have presumed the cause to be. Old in bed. Suicide. Heart attack. Aldous Huxley asked his wife to inject him with 100 micrograms of acid on his deathbed. Dying while tripping balls would be quite the experience. Fall asleep and never wake up. Life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty and well-preserved body, but rather to skid in broadside in a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and loudly proclaiming, "Wow, what a ride." Hunter S. Thompson. The Proud Highway Saga of a Desperate Southern Gentleman. 1955-1967. My grandma died well into her 90s from a sudden brain hemorrhage. After a long healthy life of doing what she pleased, she canned some plum jelly on the day she died. That sounds ideal to me. I have never done drugs. If I get cancer stage 3 or 4, I want to try heroin. Maybe I'll go to Vegas and do coke for some time and then crack cocaine, and then I will smoke heroin. And after all that I will just OD. Soon would be ideal. Driving a 2015 Camaro out of the back of a plane into a volcano. Memorable. And I want to see it coming. A death in which I am present for every moment, but is painless and voluntary. I don't want to live to be very old. I'm 30 and really don't foresee myself making it to my 40s. Definitely not 50s. I've already had a stroke and heart issues. I just want to outlive my mom. Even if it's just by a week. I don't want her to have to bury me in my own bed, with a belly full of wine and a maiden's mouth around my cock, at the age of 80. Preferably unexpected. Like a 100 megaton nuke going off 10 centimeters over my head that's less than a foot for Y guys. Is it crazy to say I want someone who loves me to kill me? No fear, purposeful, quick. On mushrooms. Preferably. Like Gramps went out. Namely, wake up in the middle of the night, go sit in his favorite chair, and pet the dog till he drifted off to sleep and didn't wake. Like a Kurt Cobain. I don't want to die. Curse me with immortality so I can see the error of my way. I goddamn dare you. Peaceful, in my bed, tomorrow. Depends how many of my loved ones I survive. At a certain point, when all my loved ones are gone, I'd probably just off myself. I don't really want to get old if my family isn't around. All I know is that I want to die at an old age. I don't think I want to be alone. I hope it's once my children are well into adulthood and thriving. I hope I leave more good memories than bad behind for them. I hope it's not a wasting disease. But I think I'd like to know it's coming at the same time. Mostly I hope I'm no longer scared. I hope I feel done. Ready for it. That's the biggest part. I don't want to be pulled clawing and terrified into the dark. I'd like to accept it and slip peacefully away with some dignity. Not just for me, but to leave my family and loved ones with some peace about it. I want to die doing something amazing. Like reaching the top of a mountain. Or driving a dirt bike through a ring of fire. Etc. My preference would be with no knowledge of it, or if I had to be conscious of it, high on morphine. Death by SNU. I don't want to be surrounded by family or friends. I want to be secluded, thought of maybe once or twice. I hope I left a smirk or a smile, Maybe just once on your face. That's all I want. Although death is the eternal truth, I always want to live life even though it's the beautiful lie. But yes, if I am dying, then I want to die while sleeping and never wake up. I don't want any pain, just want to die unconsciously. Instantaneous and painless. Either the peaceful kind or an orgasm so good and so mind-blowing that it snatches my soul. Literally. I want to die peacefully in my sleep. Like my grandpa. Not screaming and crying like the other people in his car. But seriously. After watching both my grandmother and now my mother go through Alzheimer's, I want to go quickly. Nothing worse than hanging around, losing yourself and all your dignity, while draining your family emotionally and financially. Quickly is the only way to go when it's your time. Quietly left alone with a bottle of Xanax, hydrocodone, and a bottle of whiskey. Just fall asleep and then start the rescue mission. One where I am fully aware so I have the time to say goodbye to everyone I love. Let it hurt. I don't care. Just let me say goodbye and that I love them all. Same as Tyrion. I want to die in my sleep. I want my GF to beat me to death with her ass cheeks. I don't care as long as I can have a Vikings send-off after I die. I want it to be during an adult swim at a local pool. Send me out on a raft and shoot flaming arrows at me. But no running. No pain, no knowing it is coming, sudden death without any suffering. Death by misadventure. Face down in some dude's pool. Die of a silent stroke in my sleep. Quick and quiet. They unplugged the simulation. Skydiving without a parachute. I can finally fly. In my sleep. I don't want to know it even happened. I hope I die like my grandpa. Peacefully in his sleep and not screaming in terror like the passengers in his car. As long as it's not overly painful, I don't really care about how I go. Old age. In my bed. Next to two beautiful naked 20-year-old BBW girls. Quick. Even if painful. I've had too many old relatives have the nursing home hospital hospice life. And there's way more pain in that for everyone. Mass. Old and suicide by succumbing to the elements out in the woods after walking in a random direction. I was with my grandfather when he died. It was only me, mom, and I there. It devastated both of us, but her especially. I don't want that. Painless, preferably. For me? In my own bed. At the age of 80. With a belly full of wine and a girl's mouth around my cock. Edit. It's a Game of Thrones quote, you softies. Slow and horrible, inside a suicide booth. Instant or peaceful so I don't know I'm dying or don't feel pain. IDK haven't thought about it yet. A quick and peaceful one. Plane crash. Sleepy time after I make sure nothing embarrassing is left out and about and I just finished reading the final Song of Ice and Fire book, lol. Peaceful. Something intense, because if it's the experience that ends my entire existence, it might as well be something exciting. And if it disposes of my body, that's bonus points, because I don't like the thought of leaving a body around after I die. I'm really weird like that. Death by SNU. Suicide. Soon. It's unlikely, but I'm hoping for a KT event kind of situation. Quick, painless, epic if possible.